Hey, Stacy here with Android Apps Reviews, and today I'm going to take a look at a little small app called the To-Do List, which is very appropriately named because that's exactly what it does, and it does it very, very well. It's made by Splint Apps, and if you're going to search it up on the Google Play list, you're going to search the To-Do List. Now, what's a little bit different is that's not how it's going to install on your phone, because on your phone it's going to say Splint Do. But it's the exact same app, and then once you get installed, let's open it up. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than the first time you open it up, because the first time you open up, this big plus thing is going to be up here in the middle, and there's going to be a microphone underneath it. But the moment you use it once, it reverts back to this screen, and you'll never see that screen again. But with that said, let me go ahead and start throwing in a few tasks so you can see how easy it is to get these things entered, and how they enter, and the functionality. And, uh, and then we'll move on through it. So the first task we're going to throw in, we're going to call that book report. And let's say I have a book report due on the 9th. And let's say 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't need it to repeat. And then you have lists down here at the bottom. Now, lists are basically just categories. These are the default categories. I'm just going to go with work. Now, you can add or change categories. You can delete them and add them, and I'll show you that later. But for the time being, we're just going to go with the work for that one. Okay, and you see when you get it put in, this is the first one put in right here, book report with the date and the time and everything. So I'm going to go on, and I'm going to hurry up and jump right into the next one. And let's say there's a wedding that I have to go to, and let's say it's on February 14th. That's a good day for a wedding. It's an all-day event. I'm not going to worry about throwing in no time. And this one is definitely a personal setting. And there we go. So that one's in. And with that said, I'm going to keep rocking and rolling, and I'm going to move on into another one. And I want to go to the car wash. And I want to go to the car wash on the 23rd. All-day event, no repeat. And this one is definitely another personal one. And I will save it. Okay. In addition to the way these enter here, just as I did, you can also do a quick task. Now, a quick task, basically for the most part, is if you're in a hurry and you need to enter a task pretty fast. So, for instance, maybe I got a toothache. I want to make a dentist appointment. So, I need to just throw a quick reminder in that I want to get a hold of the dentist. Well, now it goes down here at the bottom where it says no date. So later on, maybe I make that appointment with the dentist. I can come back and the dentist said, hey, I can get you in March. Let's say I can get you into March 23rd. So then it would put me in at March 23rd with the appointment at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And this one is definitely a personal, and I can set it. Okay, give you a good example. And then there's another way that you can actually enter tasks too. It's called batching. Now, you'll have to go up to the 3 dots in the corner, and then you go to add and batch mode. And the concept behind this is you can enter several that are going to be going on in the same day. The great example for this one that I can think of is if you're going to go on a trip. So you might want to pack bags. You might want to make sure your doors are locked when you leave. Oop. Not lock locks, but maybe door locked. There we go. And you want to make sure you grab the tickets. So you have your tickets in hand. And for this example, we are flying in May 10th. And this one, of course, this is a personal trip. We can set it. All right. And the reason I did these, I tried to space these out so you could so you could see these headings this week, next week, this month, next month, and then later. And then here, down here, under the later, these are the 3 that I just put in. You notice they all go in on the same date. Everything's in there. in a row just how I put it in, which I can now go into these singly and edit them if I wanted to and put times on them, things like that, which is really no purpose for that. Okay, now you can go up here. This is kind of where your categories or your headings are. Right now we're on all list. You can see I put 6 into personal and I've had 1 for work. Now these lists, you would come up here under task lists and you can go into these and you can edit them. Like the wish list one, maybe I want to get rid of that. I can delete it. Maybe I want to go in and add a new one, and let's call it YouTube. So I just added a new category heading called YouTube. So if I wanted to change any one of them or add one to the YouTube, very simple, easy to do. And it's just for basically for filtering where you can go up and I can say, hey, I want to look at the personal ones only. I don't want to see anything else, or maybe I just want to look at the work ones, and so on. So right now, I'm going to put it back on all. And now I'm going to go down to the best thing about it. Now, while we're going across here and the remove ads in, this does have ads. Sometimes they do get irritating. For the most part, if you're not in it every day, you can deal with it. But if you can't deal with it, it's not that expensive either. It's $2.99. You pay it, it's gone forever. This isn't a month subscription, one-time deal. It's gone. But the thing I want to show you is down in the settings, because everybody wants to see the settings. A lot of the stuff is the same stuff you're going to find in pretty much every other to-do list. This has a status bar. You can turn it on. If you pull down from the top, you'll be able to see in there to say how many tasks you have with a number. You can turn it on, turn it off. It doesn't have to be there. You can turn all these different things off by checking them off. But the most important thing that I want to show you when I'm scrolling through here, a lot of this stuff, like I said, it's all in the other apps, but this is the best part about this thing right here. Syncing with Google. This thing will sync flawlessly with Google. Now on this one here, which is the one we're looking at, it is not synced. This is not synced. This is mine for tutorials and for these reviews and things of that such. My actual home phone, which I use mainly a lot, the regular phone, I do have it set up. It works perfect. I can go in, I can throw in a task, it goes straight to Google Calendar, and vice versa. If I go into Google Calendar and put one in, it jumps back down to this program. So they sync back and forth flawlessly. I've never had a hiccup or any problem. It's not one of those things where the syncing stops or the syncing gets disconnected. No, it's worked flawlessly, nonstop. I haven't had any issue, and that's probably the best thing that I like about this to-do list is that right there. With that said, I don't think there's that much more to this app. Like I said, there's not a whole lot to it. It does what it's supposed to do, and that's it. It's just made to throw in tasks. When you finish the apps, or not the apps, but the tasks, I should say, the way I've got it set up to mark them finished, they will roll into a list called finished. And then you can go in and see which ones you got done. And if you want to get rid of them, you can always go up here. You can delete all your finished tasks and get them off and get them gone. So in a nutshell, that really is it. There's not much to it, but if you're looking for a really functional to-do list that's not trying to do 15,000 other things, that's sticking to the one thing that it's supposed to do and be a functional to-do list, this is the app for that. There's nothing in it that's going to confuse you. You're going to be able to jump into it, add your tasks very rapidly, very quickly, without any trouble whatsoever. I definitely recommend this app. Like I said, I use it on my other phone now since I've installed it. I've used other to-do lists and other note things, and I've even reviewed some other ones. But this one right now is my to-go to-do list. This is personally my favorite as of right now. Things could change as they do with Android. Apps are coming into the market every day. Other apps are going out, not getting updated, and we got ones that are great that turn bad, and vice versa. So if you know of any other great apps you would like to see me review or take a look at, by all means, post below, and I will definitely have a look. Once again, like and subscribe, and stay mobile.